Welcome to the shadows, where mysteries unravel, and the truth is terrifying. Shadows of mystery, dare to know the unknown. Before we dive into today's chilling topic, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated with the latest mysteries, conspiracies, and dark tales. If you're a fan of the unexplained, you won't want to miss what's coming next. And don't forget to like this video if you enjoy unraveling the spooky and the unknown.
Today, we're going to explore the dark and mysterious origins of one of the world's most eerie celebrations, Halloween. As the days grow shorter and the nights grow colder, a time approaches when the line between our world and the other side becomes dangerously thin. A night when ancient rituals, superstitions, and legends come alive. But what are the true origins of this haunted holiday? Why do we carve pumpkins, dress in costumes, and light candles in the dark? Join us as we dive into the shadowy history of Halloween, from the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain to the modern-day Fright Night, from sinister tales of Stingy Jack to the urban legends that still send shivers down our spines. Tonight, we unravel the mysteries behind Halloween. Prepare yourself for ghostly encounters, ancient customs, and the chilling truth behind the celebration that haunts us all. Welcome to the darkness of Halloween. The origins of Halloween, a journey through time. Every year on October 31st, people around the world dress in costumes, carve pumpkins, and go trick-or-treating. But have you ever wondered why we celebrate Halloween? What is the story behind this mysterious and fun-filled holiday? We must venture back thousands of years to its ancient roots, when the night was about more than candy and costumes, and terrifying legends were born. Along the way, we'll uncover some chilling urban legends that still haunt Halloween celebrations to this day. Stay tuned as we dive into the mysterious, spooky, and fascinating origins of Halloween. Samhain, the Celtic festival. Our journey begins over 2,000 years ago, when the ancient Celts inhabited the lands of modern-day Ireland, the UK, and northern France. They celebrated Samhain, pronounced Samhain, a festival marking the end of the harvest season and the beginning of winter, a time when darkness fell earlier, and the chill of death seemed to linger in the air. Samhain was seen as the night when the boundary between the living and the dead was at its thinnest. On this night, it was believed that the souls of the dead would return to the world of the living. Spirits, both good and evil, could walk among us, influencing the world in unseen ways. To protect themselves from these wandering spirits, the Celts lit massive bonfires and wore animal skin costumes to disguise themselves, hoping to blend in with the spirits and avoid harm. Specific rituals. Bonfires were at the heart of the Samhain celebration. Villagers would extinguish the hearth fires in their homes and relight them from the sacred bonfire to ensure protection through the long, cold winter. These bonfires were not just sources of warmth, but also places for sacrifice. Crops and animals were burned as offerings to Celtic deities in hopes of pleasing the gods and ensuring a bountiful harvest the following year. The legend of the Dullahan. One particularly terrifying spirit believed to ride on Samhain was the Dullahan, a headless horseman carrying his own head under one arm. The Dullahan was thought to be a harbinger of death, and seeing him was said to predict the death of someone close to you. This chilling figure has survived through centuries of folklore and continues to influence ghost stories told during Halloween. Roman influence and the spread of Christianity. As the Roman Empire expanded across Europe, it absorbed many of the local traditions, including Samhain. The Romans celebrated Feralia, a festival to honor the dead, which took place in late October. Another important Roman festival, Pomona, honored the goddess of fruits and trees. The apple, a symbol of Pomona, became an important part of Samhain celebrations and is thought to be the origin of the Halloween tradition of apple bobbing. Blending festivals. Over time, these Roman festivals blended with Celtic traditions, creating a mix of rituals that influenced how Halloween is celebrated today. The transition from pagan to Christian traditions was slow, but the merging of these customs continued as Christianity spread through Europe. The role of Christianity. By the 8th century, Pope Gregory III established All Saints' Day, also known as All Hallows' Day, on November 1st as a way to honor saints and martyrs. The evening before All Hallows' Eve eventually became Halloween. The Church encouraged people to honor saints and martyrs rather than the spirits of the dead, but many older, pagan traditions persisted. One legend that survived through the ages is that of La Llorona, the weeping woman. According to legend, she drowned her children in a fit of rage and now roams the earth in eternal despair, searching for her lost children. She is said to be strongest on Halloween night, especially near rivers and lakes, crying out in the darkness. Parents warn children not to wander near water after dark, for fear that La Llorona might take them. Halloween in the Middle Ages. By the Middle Ages, the Christianization of Halloween was well underway. All Hallows' Eve became a time to remember all the dead, not just saints and martyrs. During this time, the practice of souling emerged. Poor people would go from door to door, offering prayers for the souls of the dead in exchange for soul cakes, a small bread-like pastry. This custom is one of the early influences on today's tradition of trick-or-treating. Carved lanterns and the black-eyed children. Instead of pumpkins, people in the Middle Ages would carve turnips into lanterns to ward off evil spirits. These lanterns, lit by candles, were often placed in windows or doorways to scare away malevolent forces. The practice of carving turnips eventually evolved into the modern custom of carving pumpkins. As the centuries passed, the medieval era gave rise to even more legends. One eerie urban legend that grew out of this period is that of the black-eyed children. These children, said to appear at people's doors at night, ask to be let inside. While they look normal at first, their eyes are completely black without pupils or whites. Once they're let inside, bad luck or even death is said to follow. People would caution their neighbors to be wary of any unexpected knocks at the door during Halloween. Halloween comes to America. Halloween began to evolve when Irish and Scottish immigrants brought their traditions to America in the 19th century. Trick-or-treating, costumes, and jack-o'-lanterns became central parts of the holiday. Instead of carving turnips, Americans adopted the more abundant pumpkin for their lanterns. The pumpkin was larger, easier to carve, and became an enduring symbol of Halloween. The legend of Stingy Jack. One of the enduring legends brought by Irish immigrants was that of Stingy Jack. According to folklore, Jack was a crafty man who tricked the devil multiple times. When Jack died, he was denied entry into both heaven and hell. Left to roam the earth with only a burning coal to light his way, he placed the coal inside a carved-out turnip, creating the first jack-o'-lantern. People began carving pumpkins into lanterns to ward off wandering spirits like Stingy Jack. The early American Halloween. By the early 20th century, Halloween celebrations in America grew into community-centered events. Neighborhoods hosted Halloween parties, and parades became popular, while children dressed in costumes and went door to door for candy. Halloween had transformed into a holiday of light-hearted fun, yet some of its darker origins and legends still lingered. Halloween urban legends, the candy myth. As Halloween became more commercialized in America, new urban legends emerged. One of the most persistent and chilling is the myth of poisoned Halloween candy. For decades, parents have warned their children to carefully inspect their candy for dangerous objects like razor blades or poison. This myth, though rarely based on actual events, has created a sense of caution around Halloween night. The origins of the candy myth. The fear of tampered candy took hold in the late 20th century, fueled by isolated incidents and media hysteria. Parents began to worry that strangers might harm children by tampering with Halloween treats, and this led to widespread warnings about unwrapped or suspicious-looking candy. Modern-day caution. Though actual cases of poisoned Halloween candy are extremely rare, the urban legend has persisted, casting a shadow over the fun and excitement of trick-or-treating. It's become a cautionary tale, one that highlights the balance between fun and fear that is at the heart of Halloween. Halloween today. Today, Halloween is celebrated worldwide, but in very different ways depending on where you are. While costumes, parties, and trick-or-treating are popular in countries like the US and Canada, other countries have unique traditions. In Mexico, for example, Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead, is celebrated on November 1st and 2nd. While not directly tied to Halloween, this holiday honors deceased loved ones with altars, food, and festivals, reflecting a more spiritual take on the season. Modern-day urban legends. Despite the fun nature of modern Halloween, new urban legends continue to emerge. Stories of haunted houses, cursed objects, and sightings of cryptids like Mothman on Halloween night are passed around by thrill seekers. These legends remind us that while Halloween has become a night of fun, its roots in the supernatural and mysterious still remain. The new face of Halloween. With the rise of haunted attractions, horror films, and Halloween light displays, the holiday has become a blend of traditional and modern elements. People dress in creative costumes, carve intricate jack-o'-lanterns, and fill their homes with spooky decorations. Though the original Samhain festival may seem distant, the spirit of Halloween continues to bridge the gap between the living and the dead. As a conclusion, the meaning of Halloween. Halloween is more than just costumes and candy. It's a night deeply rooted in ancient beliefs about life, death, and the supernatural. Over the centuries, it has evolved, blending cultures, traditions, and urban legends into a holiday that continues to both entertain and terrify. So, when you celebrate Halloween this year, keep an eye out for wandering spirits, headless horsemen, black-eyed children, and those eerie jack-o'-lanterns glowing from the shadows. After all, every legend starts with a story.